Hey YouTubers, Retro101 here, and sorry guys for not putting up any good video content lately, but as you guys can see I went to the 100th YCS in Long Beach, so I'm here to show you guys what I ran, how well I did in my rounds, and just tell you guys about my first YCS experience overall. So without further ado, let's begin. So before the tournament, I was talking to my friends that went down with me to Long Beach, and originally I wanted to run GKs because I thought it would be a very not well-known deck over there, but I decided to change it last minute and make a meta call, so of course I ran Inzektor. So here's the deck profile. First of all, we have 3 Inzektor Hornet, of course, the most busted card in the deck, along with the 3 Dragonfly that gets you off your combos. And then I did run 3 Inzektor Hopper. So I did run the Hopper build. And originally it was ruled that you couldn't first turn equip Hopper, send it to the grave with an Inzektor, but I asked the head judge over at Long Beach and he ruled for that tournament that you can first turn Hopper or send Hopper. So I mean, that just gave Inzektor players a lot of advantage already. So you can basically just turn one Centipede, equip Hopper, send it to the grave, and then grab any Inzektor you want. Or you could summon Dragonfly, equip, send Hopper to the grave, special summon Hornet or something, and then overlay into a Leviathan. So that was really cool. And then continuing on with the deck, we have 3 Centipede, and of course 1 Gigamantis. So that does it for the Inzektors. Next we have 2 Valor, of course, for the hand traps, because it's just good against everything except pretty much Dino Rabbit and 6 Sams. So Valor is really important. You need hand traps, so that's that for them. 1 Gores because you need protection. I did tech in 1 Spirit Reaper. I don't side any Spirit Reaper, so I thought it'd be a really good card in the main. And it's just amazing how if you go turn 1, you can set this, and then next turn you flip it, and then it just baits out so many cards. Like my opponent had to Lancet, Valor, or Warning it, and then I would just Monster Reborn it special, and then swing for 300 and make him lose another card. So Spirit Reaper is just a really good card to bait out stuff. And then last but not least, 1 Dark Arm Dragon. Originally I wanted to take this out for a second Spirit Reaper, but Dark Arm is just so amazing. Like, you have really good graveyard control, and Dark Arm is just a really big boss monster, and your opponent never expects it. So you can just drop it, and then you ask your opponent for a response, and they're like, no, and then you go for 2800, which is really, really good. So that does it for my monsters. And next we have the spells. 3 Pot of Duality to add consistency, because you want to get into your combo pieces really fast, so Duality helps with consistency. Next we have 3 MST. I mean, 3 MST is pretty much standard in any deck nowadays, so that's why I have them. Next we have 2 Inzektor Swords at Caliber. I don't run 3 because I feel 3 is really like a dead draw, and 2 is just good enough. I mean, you can still OTK with it, and 3 is just too much in my opinion. It clogs like way too often, so that's why I opted to run 2. Next we have 2 Forbidden Lance. So Forbidden Lance is a really, really good card because most of the day I was playing a lot of players with Fiendish Chain, which really annoyed me. And I summoned Dragonfly, tried to get my effect off, and then they chained Fiendish Chain. And then I was like, shit. But then I looked at my hand, I was like, oh, Forbidden Lance, Chain Lance, and then my effect went off and I started going off on them. So Lance is a really good card to let your effects go off. So yeah. Plus you can activate a damage step, which is always good. Make your opponent lose 800. Next we have 1 Mind Control. Mind Control is really good because you can take level 3s, make Acid Golem, Leviathan, etc. Plus it's really good in the mirror match because you can take your opponent's Dragonfly and then equip your Hornet and then use their Dragonfly to benefit yourself. So Mind Control is really good. Of course we have Monster Reborn, Allure, Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, and Book of Moon. And that does it for my spells. And next we have the traps. I don't run many traps. I think I only run like 7 or 8. Of course we have the Solemn Brigade, 2 Tarentulas. Tarentulas did a lot of work against Dino Rabbit because my opponent would normal summon Tour Guide, go into Levier, bring back their banished rabbit, and then go into the dinosaurs, and I would just flip Tarantula, and then my opponent would be in disbelief because I just wiped their entire board with 1 card. And it's really good against windups because when they try to go off 2, you can just wait for the perfect opportunity. When the field is set, then you flip Tarantula. So just wiped their boards really good. And next we have 2 Compulsory Evacuation Device. I don't have Fiendish Chain, so I thought Compulse was the next best thing. It helps interrupt a lot of plays. Plus it bounces back, Dolka, Zen Main, stuff like that. And in the mirror match is really good too because your opponent will summon Dragonfly, activate effect, and then you just chain Compulse I mean, sure, it's a -1, but it just helps interrupt their plays, and plus it's also a chainable card, which is really good. So that does it for my main deck. I think it's 41 cards. I'm not sure, but I think that's the case. And next we have my extra deck. We have one Armory Arm because you have level 3s and you have Effect Veiler, so that's, you can make that. Catastor, Brio, Black Rose, Stardust, and Scrap Dragon. Those are my only synchros. I might take out Scrap Dragon or Stardust, depends on which one. And then next we have my rank. 2 Wind Up Zen Mains. Zen Mains helped a lot. It's just a really good stall card. Next we have 1 Levier. I might bump up Levier to 2 just because there's a lot of banishing at the event, so I might take out a Zen Mains for that. Not sure. 1 Giga Brilliant to promote OTKs. 2 Leviathan Dragons because they're easy to make. 1 Acid Golem for beating down big monsters. 1 Utopia. Even though you don't get into this very often, you do have Inzektor Hopper, which is a level 4, and then when you mind control something, you can go into Utopia, so that's always helpful. And last but not least, we have 1 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. So that does it for my extra. And next we have the side deck. So first of all, we have 2 Thunder King Ryo. Ryo is really good against windups. I mean, it's just good against everything. It's a really good anti-meta card. You just summon it. I mean, pretty much I had 1 duel in like round 5 or 6 where I just side decked into this, summon, and then just kept poking my opponent for 1900 and he couldn't do anything. So Thunder King is really good. Next we have Snowman Eaters, of course, for the Dino Rabbit matchup, because as many of you know, Logia cannot negate the flip summon of this, so it's just really good. And I can trade off 1-for-1 with Thunder King. And next we have 2 Cyber Dragons. I mean, they're mandatory. Helps get rid of Zen Main's contact with machines. Just plus it baits out Thunder Kings, warnings, stuff like that, because it's excuse me, a special summon, and then you can still get off your Dragonfly effect. Next we have 1 DD Crow. Just gets rid of rogue stuff like Grapha and Dark Worlds, opposing Inzektor Hornets, Pot of Avarice targets, Dark Smog targets, stuff like that. So DD Crow is really good. Next we have 2 Smashing Ground. It's just a very versatile card. Easy 1-for-1 removal. I mean, I just drew this against a Dolka, and then I just activated and killed their Dolka, which was really awesome. So Smashing Ground is a really versatile card. And next we have 3 Royal Decree. I cannot tell you how many Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors and Macrocosmos I had to stare down. And first turn duality into Royal Decree is really important. Just it shuts down your opponent's plays and they can't do anything. Warning becomes useless, so Royal Decree is really good. Next we have 2 Gozen matches. Originally these were D prisons, but because I didn't have an extra Gozen match. But now I changed it to 2 Gozen matches because if I had 2, I'm pretty sure I would do better against the Dino Rabbit matchup, and sadly I didn't have 2 of these, so that kind of sucks. But originally they were Dimensional Prison for like other decks. And last but not least, 1 Chain Disappearance to get rid of opposing Tour Guides, Inzektor Dragonflies, Hornets, Kagemusha against the 6 Sam matchup. So Chain Disappearance is a very versatile card. And that pretty much does it for my whole main, extra, and side deck. So I hope you guys like it. I'm going to have another video about my rounds, my experiences, and I have an updated trade binder as well. So, you know, look forward to that stuff. And I hope you guys like this video. Rate, comment, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and thanks for watching, guys. This is Rock 101 signing out.